very special edition of The Pod Has Spoken. There has been so much conversation, so much speculation, and even Jeff Probst himself, the host of Survivor, has been teasing season 50, making former players wait and hope and dream and wish and stop their lives in the hopes that they get called for this magnificent and hopefully not overhyped season 50. I'm expecting the creme de la creme of all of Survivordom to create the greatest season of all time. And we've done all-star builds in the past here, but this is specific to season 50. We've kind of been teased that it could be like a full gamut of the franchise with contestants coming from as far back as the beginning, which originally Jeff said that he had no plans to bring back anybody before season 40. But we knew that would change at some point. Always does. And so what we've done here, we have Riley McAtee. Hi, Riley. How are you?
What's up, Tyson? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you? You're tired because I had to get you up at 8:30 in the morning to record this.
It's 8:30. Yeah, it's early. It's early. It's but the juices are flowing. I've got a coffee, and I'm ready to talk Survivor. I'm ready to speculate about Survivor, which is kind of the best conversation to have about Survivor.
It really is. And joining us as well are sometimes co-host, always producer Ashleigh Smith. Ashleigh,
hi.
Do you have more energy than Riley does here on this 8:30 in the morning? It's so early.
I probably don't, but I'm gonna get there. I have a smoothie, so I don't have a coffee.
Oh.
So it's not the same, but I can get there.
Well, you're also at 9:30 right now. I don't.
Yeah. So I have a little more leverage on that. So.
See, it's totally different. It's still ballgame.
I thought she was going to say it's actually 9:30 where I'm at, but she just was like, nope, I'm tired too.
I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
You kids. You man, yeah. I got up. I went to bed late last night. I didn't sleep because I was playing too much pickleball. And so then I was too amped to fall asleep. And then I had to get my kids up for school at like 6:45. So here we are. So here's what we're going to do. All three of us sat down individually at some point, hopefully, or did it standing, whatever, Riley. I saw you be like, I was actually standing.
I was actually horizontal. I was lying down.
I knew it was not sitting when I said sitting down, and I saw your face be like, we weren't all sitting. How presumptuous of you, Tyson.
Yes.
We have all built a premise that we think is realistic and that we want to see for season 50, each individual, with a cast that we also built all ourselves. And we're going to say why we want the premise, why we like the people we chose, and we're going to go from there. We're going to start it off with Riley, who I assume, you kind of slow build at the front, peak in the middle, and then come back down. So we're going to do Riley, Ashleigh, and then me.
Okay. Well, I already bent the rules a little bit. I have two seasons. I couldn't pick.
Two full builds?
What?
Well, semi-full builds. I can explain. I have one that's like sort of wacky and not realistic, and another that I think is actually in the mix to happen.
Is the wacky just like an absurd, insane, like clown car of a season?
Yes. literally,
that's what
yes.
We are all hoping for. To be honest, we're just hoping for a clown car season, but I don't think we're going to get it.
No.
The clown car one. So I soft launched this on Twitter a few weeks ago, and people were really into it. This is to do, if they want to celebrate the full breadth of the franchise, I think that they can do 5 concurrent seasons of Survivor, where each season draws from 10 previous seasons. So you got seasons 1 through 10, seasons 11 through 20, seasons 21 through 30, etc. And then when each of those seasons, which are all taking place at the same time, filming at the same time, when they each hit the final 4, we don't go to the final tribal council. We merge them all into another 20-person season that then just continues until we get the one ultimate player from the entire history of Survivor.
Wow.
What do we think? Are there any problems with this at all? Any obstacles that they would have to overcome?
As long as Jeff and everyone is willing to forego payment for this season to make sure that they can fund it. Yeah. The budget is number one. Number two, you would have to have, if you're running them concurrently, you would have to have so many more cameramen, and you'd have to have 5x what they currently are operating at. So I think what you're saying is almost impossible.
Here's how they're going to fund it, though. We're going to have
a GoFundMe. Jeff Probst is going to put out a GoFundMe.
We might literally need
Give
a GoFundMe.
me money.
Please, I need some for surviving.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna have episodes because it's 5 seasons running. Mm-hmm. There's going to be an episode airing every day of the week on CBS: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And
so the viewership will be enormous.
I don't think that'd be able.
I'm not doing that shit, dude.
Oh, come on.
I'm here once or twice a week maximum. We are going to be on every day.
You don't want to record every day with me?
Oh, I do. Oh. I don't want to watch that much TV.
It's a lot.
That's a point.
Like, there's people are like, do you watch Australian Survivor? I was like, no, for the same reason I don't watch Big Brother. I cannot watch 3 episodes a week of
But
it's too much.
Other element to this, the brain was still turning as I was, parallel to the floor.
Yep.
They are going to need more than Probst hosting it. So I think they bring 5 hosts in, somebody like, I don't know, Tyson Apostol, someone who has, done the podcast, might want to replace a retiring Probst. Ashley, can you cut his mic during this part?
They're not going to do that. They're purposely avoid throwing bones to anybody who's ever been on the show. They'll be like,
Probst is going to retire at the end of this. We got to do, like how Jeopardy did. You got to get some different people in the mix and try it out.
But it won't be former contestants.
This is the game within the game. Well, okay, it could be, whatever, celebrities.
It'll be Mike White, Sia, Boston
AOC.
Rob, not AOC because she's
got a busy day job. I think.
You have to be friends. You have to be friends with Jeff Probst after you say you like the show.
I see.
Yeah, so there's a handful of people there, but
John Lovett.
John Lovett, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we bring these people in, and whoever does the best job takes over as the host of Survivor. There's 2 different games happening at once. There's the who's going to win the $1 million, and then who is going to become the future Survivor host when Probst retires.
Yeah, but some of those hosts might be fully unwatchable and incapable as hosts. And then you've got like a whole episode of Survivor ruined that you can't even stomach because you got somebody boggling it so hard.
No, it'd be so great. Because we'll watch them like bubbling all over themselves. It'll be amazing.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay, what else? Why else could this work? Pour some more cold water on this idea.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start, Riley.
Or have I answered? I've successfully overcome all obstacles this season to go.
No, I am going to get so many DMs that are just like, that is improbable, impossible, and ridiculous. And whoever thought of that doesn't understand the show at all. There's a reason they're only in Fiji now. And that those people that have been working on the show have been working on it for such a long time. Like, I don't think you can find that many talented camera crew that know how to operate on Survivor. That's the thing, is like you're trying to train all new people. We may as well just call it the challenge. Like you can't, like, it just doesn't work.
Sure. Yeah, this is that's a challenge for sure. If the talent pool is small, I think I can get the funding, but if the people don't exist, I don't know what the move is.
We should start a GoFundMe just in case with a non-refundable deposit to everyone who donates.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and if it doesn't end up happening, we'll keep the money, obviously.
Yeah, the non-refundable
else would
part.
we do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. we can save it in case we decide to do this season later.
Yeah, sure.
So, okay. So that's what you came up with laying down. Did you come up with something better sitting up?
Okay, I do have a more practical idea, which
Uh-huh.
I think is actually in the mix for what could happen.
Okay.
This is season 39 versus 26. I want to see one tribe. I like the 2 tribes of 10 format, so that's what I'm kind of going
Wait,
for
season
here.
of 39 days?
Season, so it's 39 versus 26, and that one tribe is going to be all new era people who have only
Okay.
played in the 26-day season.
Okay.
And then the other tribe will be people from the previous era. And I was looking at seasons post game changers, basically. So players who, if they were not a winner of one of those seasons, did not have a chance to return because there hasn't been an all-star season since game changers other than winners at war.
Okay.
And we're going to play 33 days. We're going to split the difference for these two. The 26ers, they have to go a little longer than they're used to. And the 39ers, they still play a somewhat more of a condensed, chaotic game. So nobody gets the home field advantage here. We're kind of meeting in the middle at a neutral site as it is. So this one I actually have a cast for. The previous season would have required me casting 100 players, and I decided not to read 100 names on a podcast.
Did you research flights to Fiji and see how much that would have cost times 100?
For 100 people? No, I didn't look. I figure
plus 1,000 more people for the
extra
staff.
camera crew and stuff. Yeah. Well, look, I'm not in charge of the budget here. Okay, I'm the ideas guy.
Okay, you're the ideas guy now. I am the ideas guy.
You're the pencil pusher. Clearly, I am the ideas guy.
Okay, you're the ideas guy. What? So we have what you've built is a old school versus new school, 39-day versus 26-day season. Meet in the middle. Who is your cast?
So for Tribe 39, I have Chrissy and Devin from season 35.
Okay.
I have Dominic from 36.
Yep.
I have Gabby, Christian, and Angelina from 37.
Mm-hmm.
I have Devins and War Dog from 38. And Elaine and Janet from 39. That is 10 people, 5 women, 5 men, making up our, sort of, they're not like old schoolers, but previous era contestants, none of whom have returned, which is kind of something I also hope to actually see on season 50 is, not so many retreads and more like, hey, it's been a while since we've seen this person. It's their first time back.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I think if you're going to do this season like this, then that's the way it has to work, because the new era, there's not even enough seasons where you're not going to get people that have played together already. So you may as well, because at first when I heard it, you have 3 people from the same season as one of your...
From David versus Goliath, man. That season is the best season that they've had in a long time.
Even though the winner is the worst, one of the worst people of all.
That's Look, we can set aside the winner. The rest of the cast is great.
Why not Mike White?
I just don't think he'll do it. I think he's too busy filming seasons of White Lotus.
Okay,
but I would have him back. I loved him. I also am I limited myself to 3 from that season. I could have picked 6 seasons. I almost thought about pitching just getting the entire cast that season back for season 50. Just run it back. But
I want them to do that at some point to prove that the game is ever changing.
The run it back season, I'd love that.
Yeah.
Okay. For Tribe 26 now, I have our buddy Danny from season 41.
Yep.
I have Mike and Tori from 42.
Yeah.
I have Jesse from 43. Carolyn from 44. Austin and Emily from 45. Liz and Q from 46. And I'm already putting in there Sue from season 47. And we should say, by the way, that we're recording this before this next upcoming episode. So if Sue goes home, what episode is that? We're on for 47.
5.
We've seen
5. Yeah.
We're going into episode 5, so we haven't seen episode 5 yet. So if she goes home, maybe she wouldn't have played long enough to make the cast, but I feel like I've seen enough of her that I want her back out there, and she's so young and spry that it's like we need some youth on this tribe anyways.
Yeah. We do need some youth on this tribe. And also, you have to assume that the 39-day tribe is going to be older people because they played longer ago. So you do need to balance that out as well, which I have tried to do in my cast build on purpose. So, what do you think, Ashleigh?
I think it's great. I think
you don't have any criticisms? No criticisms?
No criticisms. I think I like the idea of putting the more day tribe against the less days tribes. I like that idea just to see how everyone's going to react to it. And I don't know. I kind of want to see the merge of that of like, dare I say, the grumpy older folks who are like, well, you guys have barely been here.
Yeah.
And then the other ones are like, oh, it's just been so hard. I'm going to cry. I need my vape. So
it's been so long.
Putting them together
is going to be perfect.
It's going to sound really fun.
We have, so how many days are they doing? 32?
33.
33 days.
In the middle.
Exactly right in the middle. Okay, so 33. Yeah. Do you think that will be more difficult for either of those groups? Like, is it going to change the dynamic of gameplay?
I think that I feel like the 39ers might actually find it a little, because they're still going to have some of these where it's like quicker tribal councils and stuff. And I think that that's like a bigger difference than like the 26ers aren't going to feel the difference unless they get all the way out past 26.
Yeah. And you have a tribe, you have a cast of 20.
So it's going to be a little bit quick.
So it's going to be quick anyways. So a 33-day season with 20 castaways is only going to feel a couple days longer than a 26-day with 18.
Right. And that's part of why I felt that you have to split the difference or extend the days a little bit. I don't even know if a 20 cast member season is possible in the 26-day era. They've stuck to 18 the whole time.
You'd have to do double elimination or something maybe.
Yeah, you just really... And at that point, then the game gets so fast that I'm not sure how it works. So, but I think 33 they could have 20 cast members and do 33 days.
Okay. I like it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Neither of them, I don't think, are out of the realm of possibility. I know you have a strong opinion on my first one, but let's
flights
dream big
alone.
Here.
The flights alone.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up the lack of like beaches too. It's like they only have like 3 or 4 spots.
There's more beaches. Tribes. They have leaseholds on like tons of islands and stuff.
Oh, do they?
I think they have. I think the beaches I don't think would be an issue.
There we go. Another potential problem solved. Right.
The beaches I don't think are the issue there in Fiji. I honestly just think it's like they buy the flights and then they end up not even filming the season because they're already out of money.
They just leave them out there too.
Yeah, they're like, get home. We're canceled.
That's the real game.
Yeah,
we find out what happens instead of via a TV show, via like messages in a bottle that these stranded people have like sent back home.
Yeah, this is okay. And then we piece it together and reenact it, or have AI animate it for us.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. AI animates the entire season.
Okay.
But we do actually fly them out there instead. We just ask AI to do it without that step, but we're still going to do it anyways.
Cool. Yeah, no, that definitely has some legs. Ashleigh, what do you got cooking for us?
Oh my goodness. So I feel underdressed in comparison to Riley's ideas.
Well, you don't have to come with one dumb idea and one cool idea.
I thought it was a great idea. Not dumb.
Two cool ideas. Come on.
Yeah,
two
great
cool ideas. Listen, if we're dreamers over here, that would be fantastic. I honestly, if we're gonna dream that big, Riley, let's get everybody who's ever played who wants to play again on a line all the way down the beach, making fire for your place to even participate on the season.
There we go. However, you're running into the flights issue again because you're now flying about like 600 people out.
Yeah,
too.
No, but you don't need as many camera crews because you can do wide angle shots and stuff like that. So you're able to consolidate there. I'm just saying dreaming big. That's dreaming big. Okay, Ashleigh, what do we have?
For me, what I did is I just picked some random people that I'd want to come back. And then I split them into only 2 tribes.
Okay.
Because I feel like we should do 2 tribes this time. But I didn't. Okay, so this highlighted. I noticed this morning when I woke up in cold sweats. Like, did I finish my list? And I was like, this just highlighted how little I know about Survivor, which makes me so sad because I love it, but I obviously don't know anything about Survivor. But with that out of the way, to cover my booty, here's what I put so far. For the first tribe, I would love it if Q from season 46 would come back.
Yep.
We all know why. He's great.
He is great.
On his tribe, I would like Carolyn to come back from 44 because I think together he would get really, really annoyed at her. And she would not take him seriously. So I think that'd be perfect together.
Yeah.
So also I wanted to make sure that both teams or both tribes had like somebody who was really good at challenges. So I put Jonathan Young from season 42.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then I wanted to have someone on there who didn't get a chance to play. And who better than that is Jelinski. Come back, show us what's up. You know what I mean? I want to know if he really has it or if he's really going to get to the end or if he's going to get booted first.
Legends only.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to pick someone a little bit I don't want to say evil, but like I wanted to pick more
somebody who stirs the pot a little bit.
Yeah. So I put Sean on there. Sean from
Shan
from season 41.
Yeah.
On there, just to, I think that'd be a great pot stir. Then I put Sabrina from season 24. I wanted to switch it up and put someone from back in the day. I remember she had really good social game from that season. And I remember she had this really lovely, this confessional that she did towards the end where she was talking about like the children that she was teaching. And I thought it was beautiful. And I think if you have someone super sweet and genuine on the team, it kind of like shakes up things a little bit. And so I just kind of wanted to flesh that out. And also my tribes are really short. Okay guys, they're very short. So the next person I have is Pete from the Philippines season.
Okay.
He was a really big villain as well, but I feel like it'd be interesting to see how that would interact with the new era of people. Because I feel like it's just not the same type of villainy in comparison.
As old school.
Yeah. So I would love to see that dynamic. So for tribe 2, I want to bring back Emily from 45, I think. Yeah, 45. Because I feel like she had a rough start. And then when she started getting right into Survivor, what actually it is to be a Survivor player, she was doing really, really good. And so I feel like if she now has the idea of what to do going into the game, put her in the game again, and she might win it all or be the first boot. Who knows? Next one I want to get is Venus from 46, was it? I don't know.
Yep.
But Venus needs to come back. I don't know if she'll be able to come back because I think she violated her NDA a bunch online with much.
Oh, right.
I think she did. I think she did.
She was tweeting some tweets.
That's true. Yeah. That's why we need her back, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's great. Her personality is so interesting, and the way she interprets everyone's moves is so bewildering. I would love to see her to come back. I really, really enjoyed her.
We'll know if Venus comes back for 50, like after 50 is filmed, but before a cast has been announced or anything like that, because she'll just start tweeting stuff out like never trust a snake or whatever. You know? Like you start seeing stuff like that from her. It's like, okay, so I think she was on another season of Survivor.
Never trust a snake. Like the day that we listen,
the day like they're allowed their phones again.
Yeah,
that's
old Tyson's got his ear to the ground over here. We'll know before they leave what's
absolutely, and I'm really, really happy. The next person, I wanted to get the person who was really good at challenges, so I chose Hunter. I think now that everybody knows that he's like amazing at challenges, really, really good with keeping the camp up and running. I would love to see him just focus on the social aspect instead. But I'm not sure if he'll ever be able to do that. Then I wanted to bring back the person who didn't get a chance to play, John Lovett. He never got a chance to play. And I feel like I saw some of his tweets after he got eliminated officially in front of all of us. And I'm like, oh man, I feel a little bad for him. Let him play just a little bit more.
So if he gets voted out first again, do you think that's a risk he's willing to take?
Yes, I do. I do think so. Because it was really funny that he got voted out first.
Yeah.
The next person I picked was Jesse from 43.
Yep.
I think that if he can survive an early boot, because everyone would see him as like a really big threat if he came to the season, I think he can go really far again. So because he's just really good at what he does. Then I want to bring back Sydney from 32, the bodybuilder lady.
Yes.
I absolutely loved her. I loved her personality. I loved how she was just navigating the game. And I just want her to, I don't know, it's not so much revenge to get further in the game, but I feel like it's like a sort of revenge because she kind of just got totally screwed.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, unfinished business. I would love her to come back and just freaking show everybody. And then the last person, I picked Dominic from season 36. And I just think, just another really good player that can just shake up the new era players on how they're doing stuff. So yeah, that's the kind of dynamic I want for each tribe, is to just be like a little shake up here and then a really good challenger and just to make sure that the dynamics are very dynamical.
I like it. I like how you intermingled everybody from the get-go. Did you evenly weight your tribes from old school, new school?
I did. Okay. I did actually.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
That's smart to do. You have to do that, honestly. Otherwise, it can be bad news. I like that. I actually have a lot of. I have some same people from you, Ashleigh, and from Riley as well, and I do like the intermingling from the get go. I was torn. Intermingle off the bat, or get to a swap or the merge and let them go from there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going to be better. I kind of feel like if you want both eras, or however many eras are represented there, to all be represented deep in the game, you have to intermingle them together from the start.
Interesting.
Because if you have them on separate tribes and they start decimating each other, and they come to the merge, and then they stick tribe strong, kind of, or even at those swaps, it can get sticky. And that, I mean, I don't know, but in my mind, that's how my brain is thinking, is like, if you can get an old school and a new school to build a relationship day one, then you can start working from there. But until that happens, then they're going to be at odds with each other.
Right. I agree.
So for my build, I took a few things into consideration. I did what Riley did, kind of with like people from before 40, but not so far in the past, that because they hadn't done returning seasons a lot and their names that we recognize. I did some of those. I did some old school players that we haven't seen a lot of, but that would be still memorable so that the fans would get excited to see them again. And then I did some new era players as well. Some of the factors I took into consideration were ages of players currently. Like a lot of these old school players, you're like, oh, I love that person. You're like, oh, they're 64 now. Like you can't. And then I also took into consideration what I thought. I've played with people who've played very long ago that haven't been able to grasp the speed of the modern game, that don't have the brain to be cutthroat enough. It's not a slight on them. It's just like you have to be slightly sociopathic to play Survivor. And I think in the early days, you didn't have to be. There were those people, but you didn't have to be. And so I excluded people like that I didn't think would be able to stay afloat at all. And then I also took into consideration physicality, obviously, along with age, to try and match the tribes a little bit. And lastly, where people are at now, if it would be interesting to see them again. Like, has things in their lives changed? Have they maintained their stability and are the same person? Like anybody who's just like at a grinding halt and like essentially identical to what they were 15 years ago is like, no thanks. But I want to see someone who's recognizable, but different in good ways for the most part.
Okay.
So, Riley, who do you want to hear first? My old school tribe, my middle school tribe, or my new era tribe?
I think start with the new era and work your way back.
Okay, so new era. Again, I had to consider matching physicality of potentially older people on other tribes. And so I didn't choose just like a crush their buttholes style, like giants.
Is that just like Jonathan and like
Noel
and whoever?
Yes, exactly. So I didn't build a tribe based on that. So new era tribe. I have Deshaun from season 41.
Okay.
I think he's interesting, very interesting now. He's made some life announcements and changes, and I think it would be great to see him again. Marianne O'Keefe, a winner. I know.
Bringing back a winner.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought they probably won't bring back winners, but I have no idea what they're going to do. And I think Marianne is great. I think people would love to see her again. I think she'd bring more even than what we saw last time. Maybe different dimensions or dynamic. Q from season 46. I think he's going to intermingle here well with Carolyn, who's also on the tribe.
So we all have Q and Carolyn
as
returnees.
They have to.
I have Drew Basile, who was on Jeopardy, and I think that his fun run on Jeopardy is just going to make him more pompous and arrogant, and will be even better for his character on Survivor. And then I have Venus.
Yeah. Wow, that's a trip.
Okay.
So I have them. I honorable mentions went to Owen Knight, the Charlie Brown of Survivor.
Yep.
Bruce Pearl, who would be our three.
He's a three-timer though. Come on,
he would be a three-timer.
He's been back.
I know, but it would be hilarious to have him back, and on that tribe would be so good. Cody Assenmacher. After we talked to him on the podcast, I was like, this guy has some layers that need to be explored. Rome from this season.
I was just thinking when you cast Drew, I was like, boy, I would love to see Drew and Rome on the same tribe.
Oh my goodness.
And then Jonathan Young, I wrote down after Ashleigh had said him. He's just so strong, and people love to see him dominate in those challenges. So, I kind of have a hard time seeing them not bring back Jonathan. Like, I feel like he's going to be there.
Yeah.
But he's only on my honorable mentions list, and only because we're trying to balance everything physically. Age-wise, I can't keep it balanced. I'm not going to be able to balance it, but physically I can try.
Right.
Okay. Do we want middle era or old school now, Ashleigh?
Middle era.
Middle era. Okay. And these are all, well, except for one, but I can switch him out. They're all one-time players,
Okay, great.
but
Love that.
there's one that's not. I have Wu in there from.
Okay.
I thought he would be good, but we can change him out at the end. I've got some honorable mentions here. I had Vince Sly, the coconut vendor, who was just a wackadoo on his season, on season 30. Hilarious. I thought he was great. I think he would be great intermingling with these new era people. He was the weirdo of the season, and it was awesome. Sydney from season 32, Ashleigh.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, I really liked her, and she brings the physicality to compete with these younger, like, you need people on the tribe that are going to be able to carry the group a little bit. And so I stacked this a little heavy on physicality when I could. So we have Sydney there, and I believe she's, didn't she compete in, was it bodybuilding or something?
Yeah,
Or she
bodybuilding.
So I thought Sydney would be great there. Devin Pinto from season 35. We had him on the podcast. I thought he was great. His life's trajectory with him and having kids and falling in love and all of that stuff, I think would be great for fans to see. Desi Williams. She's awesome. And she's been on the podcast as well, but she was on the challenge with me and I loved her. And I think that she'd be great going back on Survivor. Also keeps the tribe physical enough to compete with the younger generations. And then Angelina from season 37, the jacket girl.
Right.
So we might need to get somebody on there who's like really attached to their jacket. But she'll figure out something. So I like that tribe. If we don't want Wu because he's a return player on the tribe, then we can put Jamal Shipman in from season 39.
Okay.
I thought he was good, and I think that he would be good again, honestly. It would make my other honorable mentions are Chris Underwood. I think it would be fun to actually see him play the game, like for real, the whole thing.
Sure.
And I think it would be also hilarious because some of the fans would be like, yeah, he didn't even play. And so, like, you got to have that in there. And then another honorable mention, Reem Daly.
Yeah.
Daly.
Another person to play the game finally.
Yes. Yes. I mean, she was the star of Edge of Extinction.
Absolutely.
Bro, dude, are you man? So I think that's my middle era tribe. And again, I wanted people that were recognizable, but not so much so that the show is about them.
Yeah.
Right.
And I did the same with my old school tribe, and that was a little trickier.
Yeah.
So old school tribe here, I wanted to choose iconic players that the fans would immediately recognize, but weren't the faces of the franchise or aren't currently the faces of the franchise, so that the new era can build a legacy for themselves and have that. Because I think if you bring in like Parv and Boston Rob and Sandra, then you're just drowning out the new era and building upon the legacies of these people that already have legacies. And so the preseason 30 that we haven't seen for a long time, but are iconic, are of the correct age demo to still participate. I still believe they have what it takes to be cutthroat on Survivor and physical. And I drew, honestly, mostly from All Stars and Heroes versus Villains. So it's all returning players that have played multiple times except for one. And I think you have to do that because if you're bringing someone back that's only played once from season 3 or season 4 or season 5, the fan base isn't remembering them.
It's been so long. Yep.
It's been so long, you don't know what you're getting, and the fan base isn't recognizing them. So then why even bring someone back to begin with?
Okay.
So first off, my first choice, Courtney Yates.
Love it.
She's snarky. Was on 2 seasons, and she's getting more involved with the community again, which makes me think she's a little thirsty, willing to come back.
Yeah, is she looking to do podcast appearances?
I don't know. I asked her early on, and she said no.
Okay.
So I don't know, but that was a long time ago, and now she's advertising a Survivor cruise every other day. So yeah, so she could be ready.
So you're going to need some challenge beasts now to balance this out. You're starting at a bit of a challenge deficit, unless it's like sitting motionless on a barrel, which was like the one challenge she won.
Sure. So,
but let's see.
We have James Clement.
Okay, there we go. We go.
There
it is.
You're good. They've played together already twice on Heroes versus Villains and China.
Yep.
But I felt like I don't know how strong James is currently. He kind of just like disappeared. We haven't seen him for a long time. Yeah. And he's iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last I ever heard or saw of him, he had ACL surgery in Sydney, Australia, right after Heroes versus Villains.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't think he's on social media. I don't know what he's up to. So if he is staying in shape and still crushing, then let's get James back. We have Alicia Calloway from All Stars.
Okay. Yeah, good one.
She's also back then very physical. I don't know. Again, I don't know what she's doing now, but I thought she was very outspoken. So if you came up with something she didn't like, she was going to tell you immediately. I think that's perfect fit for a modern survivor. And I think if she maintains that attitude still to this day, then she is going to fit right in and be able to navigate the game. Controversial. I have Russell Hantz.
Okay. You've lost Jeff Probst, I think.
Yeah. And this was like a let's just do it out there. I don't know if he's in a great place. I don't know if he would even pass all of the things you need to pass to even get on the show, but put him on there and we can see if his legacy is deserved or not. We can look and see, okay, is he a one-trick pony? Is he just going to pull the same thing, get voted out early, or pull the same thing, make a mid-run? Is he going to come up with something different? Is he going to be able to win people over at all?
Yeah.
Throw him on there. So many people celebrate the character Russell Hantz. Change the game. The greatest of all time to never win. I'm doing a Russell voice. Russell.
Yeah.
That's why I was doing it in kind of a Russell voice. So let's get him out there. And I understand that's a long shot and probably not going to happen, but I'm not opposed to it. Next, I was deciding between the 2 Jennas and went with Jenna Maraska.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think she'd be more devious and cutthroat than the other Jenna. And I also think that, she's lived a lot of life since the last time we've seen her, and it's time to see her again.
And her, it got cut short last time too. Like she didn't really have a chance to play on All Stars.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time. I think she did pregame interviews for CBS or for an outlet for Heroes versus Villains. So I saw her then. That's the last I think I've ever seen of her. And I think, she'd be exciting to see. And I think she's young. She's younger than me, so she's still physical enough to compete with these groups. Uh,
Yeah.
then I think lastly, we have Earl Cole, the only one-time winner, the only one-time player on the tribe. He won in Fiji, they say the original
That's a
Fijian
good
winner.
pick.
We saw him on Snake in the Grass, I think, on NBC. I think he was on that show with Yule uh, and he did great. He did fine. I think he's still got what it takes strategically to be able to make hard decisions and cut people and slice and dice. Physically, I think he's fine. And I, I think that he deserves to be back and should be back. And, so that's who I like there. So that's what I got. Honorable mentions, Amanda Kimmel,
Yep.
but
Yep.
only
Wait,
because
wait. We can't have her on. You'd have to swap out Courtney probably, because otherwise you got 3 from Survivor
Yeah.
China.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. We would swap out Courtney for Amanda, but Amanda, I don't know if she brings anything different to the table. Like nobody knows. Survivor would have to
Mhm,
interview her
mhm.
and see, because if she's just the same doughy-eyed contestant that we saw for 2 seasons, then we don't need to see her again. But she's had a family. She disappeared. She didn't want anything to do with it. And then she resurfaced in like some Sears catalog or something recently, modeling like
Oh,
sweaters.
yeah.
And so she's back, baby. So
Yeah.
honorable mention number 1. Honorable mention number 2, Todd Herzog, again, also
Another
from China.
another China.
Also from China. So we'd have to swap him out for James,
Why
which
aren't we
then
just doing a China versus David versus Goliath season or something? Like we just have two of like the iconic seasons go head to head.
That'd be kind of cool too.
could do that. But then we wouldn't have any new era players.
Oh,
Who
Whatever.
cares? Riley doesn't care.
yeah.
And then my third honorable mention would be Rob Sesternino.
Yeah,
He
get
was
him
so
back out there.
funny in the Amazon. He's a good friend. Still hilarious. Long shot, I don't think he'd go. He's got a podcast empire to run, but that is what I want, is something like that. And I think you have
Mhm.
to find the balance of recognizable, but not yet, or not for a long time, iconic. So
Yep.
you need, if you're going to bring people from way back, they still need to be recognizable. And that's why you can't just bring a rando from a rando season and hope that the fans get excited. They need to be excited about people they remember.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what I have. What do you think, Riley?
So I love this cast. You put a lot of thought into it. Clearly, are you changing up the format at all? You got 3 tribes of 6 here. Is it going to be 26 days? Kind of like we're probably not going to do a swap. We're going to do a journey every episode. Is it going to be what we've come to expect, or are you going to do something different?
It's going to be what we've come to expect. It's going to be a regular season, 26-day season, because I think that's the new standard.
Yeah.
I think you're not going to do a 33-day season then go back to 26 again.
Probably not.
Jeff in his mind is saying like, we do 26 days now. That's what it is. We're doing it. And I think like, if you're going to continue to do 26 days, then let's see how these old school people do in a season like that. I don't mind doing a swap. Let's do a swap. Let's get a few people out and then combine into 2. Let's figure those things out. But yeah, I think it, for the most part, needs to maintain that 26-day vibe that we've seen the last 7 seasons, because that's what Survivor is now.
Okay.
That's fair.
So
Ashleigh, what do you think?
I think it's good. I like the idea of being able to split it into 3s instead of just into 2s. Because I think when we think of like old era, new era, and then that's about it. So to be able to split it into the middle era as well is pretty good. I think it would give a good chance just to highlight some of the folks that have just fell through the cracks. So I like the tribe
Thank
Yep.
you,
separation
Ashleigh.
so far.
And I came up with a name for the season.
Oh.
What is it?
Survivor 50.
Wow.
Clever.
Yeah. I already
Oh
have
my
it copyrighted and trademarked. So,
Okay.
and I have the
CBS, they gotta
URL.
write the check.
The URL. So, yeah, so that's it. I think we're going to get something exciting for 50. I think it's, and again, I don't know, but I'm hoping it's along these lines where we get to see people that we knew and loved and have maybe forgotten a little bit about, but will be instantly reminded as soon as they show up on the island. So that said, thank you all for tuning in. Sound off in the YouTube comments. Let us know who we forgot to include and why you want them there. And maybe we'll do another one of these to talk about all the people we missed. Also, if you're a contestant, a former contestant, and you weren't on this list, these are
It's
pretty.
because we hate you.
Yes. And these are pretty finite lists. Like, for sure, CBS and anybody important at CBS is listening to this and taking notes and only probably going to include the people we've discussed here on the podcast.
Mhm.
And so go ahead and write Riley an angry email.
Just
at,
Riley, though.
Yeah. What's your email address again, Riley?
I think it's
SweetAngel69.
Tyson Apostle at gmail.com.
All right, that'll do it for this very special episode of The Pod Has Spoken. Thank you so much, Ashleigh, for joining us today and for making us always sound and look spectacular. Riley, thank you for never betraying me by leaving me for someone you haven't even met yet. Would feel,
Of course.
like my heart was ripped from my chest.
I've always said this pod is my number one priority.
Yes. And same here, too. It's in my will and estate planning and everything.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you all at home or on a commute or whatever you're doing for always tuning in. We will be back each and every week to break down episodes of season 47 of Survivor. Until then, see ya.